Alrighty, today is December 18th of 2019. Now, The Rise of Skywalker made its official debut in different countries around the world. A lot of people have been expressing their opinions and their thoughts about this movie moving forward, and a lot of fans have been very curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future content. Now, one thing that we do know is that Disney and Lucasfilm are looking to expand the Star Wars franchise beyond Episode 9, not just by focusing on Disney+, but also by focusing on new Star Wars films that are going to be produced by Disney and taking Star Wars in a complete different direction than how the sequel trilogy has been handled by Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, like I say, we do know that the new Star Wars movies in the future are going to be very different in comparison to what we got in the sequels, the originals, and the prequels. It's going to have a very different tone. It's going to have a different feel. In fact, they want to create a brand new Star Wars universe where all the movies and all the Disney Plus live-action TV series are all going to interconnect with each other and actually be this new Star Wars universe, almost like how the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is treated. That's what Disney and Lucasfilm want to do. Now, everything related to the first film of the new trilogy or the new set of Star Wars films, it's explained that Disney and Lucasfilm are currently focused on The Rise of Skywalker, their live-action TV series on Disney+, and their new Star Wars trilogy. It's explained that both Disney and Lucasfilm are getting ready to take Star Wars in a different direction, and that they are set to make the future of Star Wars feel different in both tone and have it cater more to hardcore fans around the world, by basing the films on source material within the franchise. It's explained that Disney and Lucasfilm are currently in talks with Keanu Reeves to portray a major role in the upcoming film, and that they are working around his schedule since he will be reprising his role in Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 in 2021. Additionally, it said that Kathleen Kennedy will have no involvement in the new Star Wars film that will kickstart Star Wars in a different direction. It said that she will be involved with the planning of the first film of the new trilogy, but will not be creatively involved, and that the director has been chosen and will be announced in January of 2020, and of course what the film will generally be, but centered on and exactly who the director will be for the upcoming film. Disney is set to create a new Star Wars universe in 2020, such as books, novels, and more, that are set to lead up to the new era of Star Wars and new mythology for fans. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I think that this is a hopeful route for Star Wars fans of the actual Star Wars franchise under Disney. Now, the thing that I believe is a telltale sign that Kathleen Kennedy is going to either resign or retire, whatever have you, when her contract is up in 2021, is that she will not be creatively involved with the first film of this new Star Wars trilogy, that will be taken in a different direction, and that they are indeed going to plan to have somebody else take over as head of Lucasfilm. Now, her contract is up in 2021, and I have a lot of doubts as to why she would continue on as president of Lucasfilm. Like I say, I mean, she is getting up there in age. She is almost 70 at that point in time in 2021, so it's about the right time for her to retire. She's been around for decades as a producer and among other things out there in the film business. When we look at Star Wars, though, when we look at the new trilogy, I think that the more exciting aspect of this is the fact that they are looking at Keanu Reeves and trying to get him on board for a major role in the fourth trilogy in the new Star Wars film, the first film of these new Star Wars movies. However, they are working around his schedule. In case you guys did not know, there is a Matrix 4 and a John Wick 4 currently in the works that's going to release on the same exact day in 2021, believe it or not. So that's quite an interesting thing that's going to happen in 2 years. So, with that being said, alright, everything related to how they are going to take Star Wars in a different direction and how these movies are going to be heavily based on Star Wars Legends material, except taken in a different way, really makes you wonder, what is Disney and Lucasfilm going to do with, let's say, for example, the Old Republic era or Knights of the Old Republic? Well, they could do several things. They could shorten it down to only hundreds of years before The Phantom Menace instead of thousands, or they can make the Old Republic based many years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker and then jump thousands of years into the future, where you're looking back at the Old Republic being based after The Rise of Skywalker, which would also line directly up with why they are also in negotiations of keeping the Roman numeral aspect of these Star Wars movies and calling them episodes 10, 11, and 12. Now, you know what's funny is that just the other day, Kathleen Kennedy said that they were moving away from Star Wars trilogies and they were abandoning the trilogy format. And then Bob Iger came in, I believe it was on the blue carpet at the premiere, where he said that, oh, I don't know about that. Kathleen Kennedy essentially doesn't know what she's talking about. Bob Iger corrected everything, and that idea is still on. Trilogies are still in the works. So that's actually completely debunked about what Kathleen Kennedy said. Bob Iger corrected all of that. Now, I think that this is a chance to make Star Wars great again, as I like to say. This is a great way to bring Star Wars in a different direction, even though, regardless of what Bob Iger said, he did say that he wants these movies to cater to a general audience, which does worry me as a fan, but at the same exact time, they do want to base these movies off of Star Wars Legends, which leads me to believe that they're going to take Legends material and kind of rework it into their own narrative, into their own version of that. That's what it seems, right? Because they don't want to actually have this burden by the fans. That's what Bob Iger said. They want to actually move on and do something on their own, something new, but at the same exact time, based on what the fans actually enjoy, what Star Wars Legends material consisted of, but also where it's new, where it can also cater to a general audience, if that makes sense. So, like I say, the Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy, The Force Awakens, decent movie. I'm not gonna lie, decent movie, because it opened up possibilities of where things could go and how things could be done with The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, in my eyes, I really didn't like that film at all. In fact, I really hated the movie, and that's just me being honest. And then with The Rise of Skywalker, this movie's already getting mixed reactions as we speak among critics out there, among Star Wars fans who have seen the movie in countries like Italy, Australia, you name it. So, the new trilogy, they are going to jump right to it in January. They are going to announce this thing. They're going to announce who the director is going to be. Honestly, I'm hoping that it's going to be Jon Favreau and or Dave Filoni. I don't know if you guys knew this, but after their work on The Mandalorian and how much praise they have been getting, they've actually been in the talks to work on a new Star Wars film. And there's no doubt in my mind that that new Star Wars film could very well be this film that we're talking about right now, that is actually dubbed as Star Wars X. Also, you can convert that to Star Wars Episode 10, depending on if they want to go in the future or the past. It all depends. Bob Iger stated the other day that they're figuring it out. They're constantly in talks about where the future of the Star Wars franchise is going and what they really want to do. So, with that being said here, when we look at Star Wars by Disney, alright, they do have a chance to redeem themselves. They do have a chance to bring things right for the fans. They have a chance here to really do something that could really sell, that would actually be a hit. And the fact that they're going to make something that's away from the Skywalker saga could also give them unlimited possibilities of how they want to tinker with some of the fans, or should I say with some of the characters for the fans, and how they want to create their own worlds and create their own environments. And moving away from the Skywalker saga gives them the opportunity to explore different aspects. Now, do I think that they should go in a different galaxy? Absolutely not. I know Kathleen Kennedy suggested that maybe that's an idea that they could go through. That's not a good idea in my opinion. I think that you should really remain in the Star Wars galaxy that we all know and love and that the fans enjoy, that have been with us since 1977. And the last thing I just want to touch on here about the future of the franchise is that Disney Plus, we also got the ObiWan Kenobi TV series. Honestly, I am so looking forward to that. I mean, Ewan McGregor back as the Jedi Master on Tatooine. I think it's just going to be quite a thrill to see this. And it's going to be a very amazing TV show. Looking at The Mandalorian and how well it has been done, especially Episode 6, I loved Episode 6 without going into any spoilers. Beautifully shot, well-paced, and I gotta say, I mean, The Mandalorian is everything that Star Wars could be. So, the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series also has potential. Anyways, guys, with that being said, I would really love to hear what each and every one of you have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.